Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew here at Microphonic Designs and I am so excited to start this new series which is learning KSP, the Kontakt Script Processing. So for the marching band folks who have tuned in over the October vlog series, thank you all so much for the support. I absolutely have more marching audio related content on the way, but I've recently been just enamored with the scripting code language in Kontakt. So for those that don't know, Kontakt is a software application that's basically a sampler instrument. So it allows us to take pre-recorded audio files or samples of instruments and turn them into a playable instrument basically on the computer. And so KSP is the code language that allows us to program in some advanced features to those software instruments and then also design a graphical user interface that is unique to that instrument. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up on the screen. This actually is Kontakt here, and you'll see on the left I've got a bunch of different Kontakt libraries as they're called, but we're actually not going to be working with any of those. So we can go ahead and close the browser there. And we are going to be working in this document here. So I scoured the internet looking for information on basically just learning KSP, resources for learning how to code and all that stuff myself. And I've learned a little bit, but I found this document. And I think that this is going to be the best way for me to really dig in, and I wanted to invite you all along for the journey. So this is by no means going to be a tutorial of any sort, but more of like you're all welcome to learn along with me here. So if you are into Kontakt, if you're into sampler instruments and want to learn a little bit about KSP, this is going to be a full series of me working my way through this 98-page document. So be prepared for me to be reading a lot. I'm going to be reading directly from this PDF, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you'll see here there's quite a few topics to cover. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and dig in to this, basically what is this like guide or manual here. So let's start with the introduction. That seems as good a place to start as any. So welcome to KSP, the Kontakt Script Processor. The Kontakt Script Processor is a unique feature in Kontakt 2. You can use it as an effect or composition tool. You can build custom instruments with intelligent processing through algorithms, create sequencers, exotic tunings, and much more. But the best part of it is you can program script modules yourself, share them with others, or modify and personalize existing scripts. This manual describes the usage of the script processor and the programming of scripts in the Kontakt script language. A programming language, but I'm a musician and not a computer geek. Don't be afraid of such terms as programming language or scripting. This manual will give you a step-by-step approach, even or especially for the novices in computer programming, which is definitely me. I don't know much about actual coding. In fact, you don't need to know anything about programming languages in order to benefit from KSP. Even if you don't want to program yourself, you'll still get an insight into the structure of KSP and can modify certain scripts to fulfill your needs. As a serious musician, you will find yourself in situations where you need to solve a problem in a very specific way, whether you're a performer, composer, or producer. A problem is anything where your imagination and creativity are restricted by the boundaries of a specific music program. With KSP, you can extend the already numerous possibilities in Kontakt 2 and tailor your own modules. So as a quick note, so this is an older document as you may know. So if you know, if you're familiar with Kontakt at all, you may know that we're already up to version 6. This manual is bringing us through version 2. So there may be some discrepancies with some of the stuff that we run into, but that's okay. We'll deal with that as we come along because this still seems to be the best document I could find to sort of teach myself this stuff aside from videos on YouTube, which, by the way, all the ones that I found seem to be several years old. So hopefully this will help some folks. And again, yeah, I'm on version 6.4.1 if that matters to anybody, but this is what we will be working with here. So let's see, but I am a computer geek. Do I need to read the whole manual? If you do have experience in programming languages or in a programming environment like Reactor, which is another Native Instruments like product, you'll probably want to step through the whole manual as fast as possible and start scripting. That's fine, but please remember that certain commands are unique to KSP. You might want to have a quick look at the reference and then read the chapters which look unfamiliar to you. Which that doesn't totally apply to us. We're definitely going to be taking our time through this. So we're ready to start. Do we need anything else? Of course, we have to have Kontakt installed on our computer together with the proper audio MIDI configuration. There's really nothing else you need, but you might find it convenient to use an external text editor to type in your scripts. This, of course, can also be done in Kontakt and is much faster for small scripts. But for larger scripts, we recommend using a text editor. For example, BB Edit on OS X or Ultra Edit on Windows. So I actually have gone ahead and downloaded, let me show you guys. I've got BB Edit and Sublime Text. And I'm not sure which is best. I have not paid for either one. And I know that you have to pay for like a license or whatever, so maybe that might be worth the investment once we make our way through this, but I don't know how much we'll be using actual like text code editors in this series. We'll see. Getting started, the Kontakt Script Processor. To begin with, we should clarify a couple of things so you know exactly what you're dealing with. So what is the Kontakt Script Processor? So that's a good question. The Kontakt Script Processor is one part of the architecture of Kontakt, i.e. it constitutes one element in the signal flow. As you'll recall from the Kontakt manual, from the point of hitting a key on the keyboard to actually hearing the sound, the audio signal goes through various stages. And so they've kind of simplified this where it's basically explaining how when we play a note, the source or the audio sample is triggered, and then that audio goes through the group effects, the amplifier, instrument effects, and output of Kontakt, which, to help visualize that, if we open up a new instrument here, it basically is saying that the audio goes through these different modules here in Kontakt. Insert effects, send effects, main instrument effects. So that's what it's talking about, is those different rows, basically. And it says KSP is situated between the incoming MIDI information and the source. So basically, when we play a note, KSP is found here in the script editor, which I believe we'll get to here in a minute. However, KSP is not a simple MIDI processor, which takes in MIDI, processes it, and spits it back out again. If that were the case, you could use any MIDI processing utility and patch it between your keyboard and Kontakt. KSP, on the other hand, is able to retrieve Kontakt-specific parameters, like the naming of the groups in an instrument, for example. It can also pass Kontakt-specific parameters to the source module, like the tuning of the triggered zone. And then once we get into the user interface stuff, we're also able to, again, program our own unique user interfaces, which if we exit the instrument mode here and go into what they call perform mode, we won't see anything now, but if we load in an instrument, for example, Abbey Road 50s drummer, if we load this in, we see that we have the performance view where we can actually see what we're doing. It looks really nice. We've got all the options and all that. But even within this instrument, we can go into the edit mode here and see what all stuff is going on. So again, that's another really powerful feature of what KSP is capable of. Please note, the KSP operates on the instrument level of a Kontakt instrument, just like the instrument send and instrument insert effects. Don't worry if you think you're lost already or already lost. You'll grasp the principle quite soon, which I hope we will. So what about the Kontakt script language, which I believe in the world of computer coding is called Lua script. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. Not so fast. In order for KSP to do anything, a module must be plugged in. Just like if you want to have a delay effect on your audio, you must plug in the delay effect in the effect chain. We refer to such a module as a script, and a script is a program written in the Kontakt script language. So let's illustrate this in Kontakt. So this is where I guess we'll get into some of the actual like tutorial stuff here. So let's pull up Kontakt, and I've got the PDF here. Open Kontakt, load an instrument, and click the wrench icon to access the edit mode, which is this. Click on the script editor tab in the top area to open the script module pane, which is this button right here. Okay, and it brings up our little area. Click on the script icon, a pop-up menu appears. Click on harmonization, the module appears in the script pane. So I'm guessing where it used to say script, it now says preset. And if we go in here, we can see a whole bunch of different presets that they have. And so if we click on, let's just try the first harmonize, we'll see that it came up with some knobs popped up with some different options. And that's basically what it's telling us. So now if we click the edit button in the bottom left corner of the module right here, we'll see a whole bunch of computer code. And that's kind of what they're directing us towards. It says what you see is the actual code of the module. If you keep on reading this manual, soon you'll be able to read and access the code, modify it to make it suitable for your own genius musical style, copy parts of it to use in your own scripts, and so forth. Yeah, so this is really cool. So this is sort of the heart of what this little video series is about, is learning how to write and code this stuff right here. Because this is what allows Kontakt to really be a powerful instrument sampler, a software sampler. And so we see that we've got these knobs and all this, and they don't really do anything right now because I don't have any sounds loaded up into this new instrument. But I have done a little bit of homework ahead of time, of course. And I can tell you that, this doesn't show much right now, and that if we go into our performance view here, we don't see anything. But I know that if we do this, make perf view, and we hit the apply button, then we'll see our knobs in the performance view, and we'll get into some of that. So I sort of know what some of this stuff is a little bit, but not really. That's why I wanted to do this right and really learn it from the source, the publisher, Native Instruments. So let's move on. Click the edit button to close the edit area, so we'll close it. And then it says click on this again and choose empty, which deletes everything. And it says here to select the following text and copy it to the clipboard. So let's do that real quick. Okay, there we go. So I've got that in here in Kontakt. Click the edit button to access the script edit area. You'll see a blinking cursor, all that. Yep, did that. And now we need to click apply. And we should see the following, and we do. My first script, and I should specify, I actually ended up typing this in to practice my typing skills. That's just sort of a me thing. I know it takes longer, but that's part of what I want to do here. Congratulations, you've taken the first step in becoming a programming geek, yes. But our work of art is not finished just yet. Let's be thorough and bring it to an end. Next to where it says title for this script, enter a nice descriptive and boring title like my first script and hit return. So I'm talking about this little area here. So my first script, very good. And I should probably delete that. There we go. Click on edit to close the edit area and select save preset from the script pop-up menu. A standard save dialog box appears. So basically saying close this preset, save preset, and then we can name this. And I've already gone through this kind of once, but I again wanted to really do this right and share it with you all. So I decided to do like the video series version. So I'm just going to save over that. KSP tutorial. Oops. There we go. Perfect. Let's see here. Assume we want to finish our session for today. So close the instrument and quit Kontakt. So basically we'll quit Kontakt, save changes to instrument, no. And I'm not going to quit Kontakt, but I am going to start up a new instrument because we didn't save anything, it's still blank. So we open up a new instrument. From the script pop-up menu, select your script and voila. So it's basically sort of showing us that we can load in our presets, which there it is, my first script, from that presets menu. So that kind of works just like loading in presets on the instruments, except instead of sound sets, it's code, right? So at this point, we've basically learned all the necessary steps in script production. Well, except for actually writing the scripts ourselves, but of course we'll deal with that. So let's recap. The Kontakt Script Processor, KSP for short, is an element in Kontakt's flowchart. In order for KSP to do anything, a module has to be loaded, and we refer to such a module as a script. And then, of course, a script is a small program which is executed by KSP. This program is basically nothing more than pure text written in the Kontakt script language. Here's what the normal workflow looks like. We'll write some code either in an external text editor or in the script edit area. If we've written the code in an external text editor, we'll copy it and paste it into the script edit area, like in Kontakt. Click on Apply to initialize the script, which we know is this button here. And then save the script. It now becomes an encoded file with the extension .nkp, like all Kontakt presets. The scripts are stored on your hard drive in the Kontakt Applications folder, which mine, of course, won't say Kontakt 2. This concludes our Getting Started session. Next, we'll learn a little bit more about the general user interface of KSP before we finally start to write our own scripts. In case you're wondering, the script you saved a couple of minutes ago does not do anything glorious. Actually, it does nothing, but don't worry, this will change. Yeah, so again, just a super basic introductory session here to what KSP is, how it operates, where it sits in the flow, the signal flow of Kontakt. Really interesting stuff. I have just, for some reason, developed such a deep interest in software instrument development, and I know that to really do those well and put together like a well-polished product, knowing how to code KSP and get a customized user interface and do some advanced functions is really key. So again, I am just, I don't know, I'm excited about this, and I appreciate everyone joining me and tagging along and learning with me as we go. Like I said, I've looked up a whole bunch of videos on this, and a lot of them, like I said, are 4, 5, or more years old. They're several years old. And so the irony here is that we've got a tutorial manual that is based around Kontakt 2, but I believe all of the core concepts in this PDF should absolutely apply to Kontakt 6. And then, of course, the latest version probably has more features and more things we can do. For example, I know Kontakt 6 comes with creator tools, and creator tools, this is basically a way to easily implement like the graphic user interface stuff in Kontakt 6. We won't get to this for a while. I haven't really been using this much because I kind of want to learn this the old school way of just doing all the code in Kontakt, but I'm sure that eventually, once I start doing some larger projects, creator tools will probably come in handy. So that's one of the big benefits of the latest version of Kontakt. So that all being said, thank you again so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are into this type of nerdy stuff. I'm going to be coming back with episode number 2, or the second installment, with the next section of the book here on page 10. Yeah, y'all, again, I'm so excited to really be learning this in sort of a sequential order. So thanks so much once again, and I will see you in the next one.